Now, has anyone else's tipping sucked recently? Because mine has. Welcome back to the YouTube channel of Pro Enzo Vids, and here is my round 3 tips and predictions for 2025. 2 rounds in, been a couple of interesting games and a couple of interesting moments that was seen recently. So I'm sure round 3 will be just the same, with hopefully a couple more games to be predicted a lot better than the last 2 rounds, because as I said at the start, my tipping's been terrible. Been barely getting anything correct. It's been obviously a very tough year so far to start the tipping for this NRL season, but hopefully the fortunes can change this weekend. I guess we'll have to find out. As always though, please be sure to like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for the new support recently. It means a lot to myself and this channel. And if you are a new viewer watching right now, hope you all enjoy my tips for this weekend, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. So thank you very much. But obviously donning this jersey, which also means I'll be wearing this at Brookie on Sunday. So I've had this jersey for a couple of months now. Bought it like December, I think. But it's like the old 2011 or 2010 home jersey, very similar to one of them at least. But that's pretty much what it is. And gonna be wearing it on Sunday. So hopefully that's a good luck charm in some sort of way. But here we go, Thursday night, grand final rematch, let's go. Here we go, the grand final rematch, Storm and the Panthers at Amy Park in Melbourne. So, it's a big game because these two sides battled it out in a great grand final last year, I think. Melbourne very close and would obviously want revenge over Penrith for that grand final loss. Whereas I feel like Penrith, they're the best for a reason, but need to keep going and keep winning. That loss to the Roosters last weekend was so unlike Penrith. I didn't watch much of the game, but I saw it because I like rewatching a few games I didn't see. So I've rewatched this one, Roosters and the Panthers, and just a few errors by the Panthers were just shocking. Like, they just couldn't hold the ball, and it's so unlike Penrith because they're such a good team at completing their sets and whatever. But just some big names like Edwards, Toto, just making errors. It was just really weird, But we'll see. I think Penrith never have 2 bad games in a row, so I expect a response here by Penrith, but it should be a good game. Looking at both sides for the Storm, Nelson Asova-Solomona is in the reserves, so he could be a late inclusion if he is all clear to play, because I heard he might be suspended from the Queensland Cup, because apparently he didn't have a bad tackle in reserve grade, but he could be okay to play. So he's due back from his 5-game ban from last year as well, so it might be a big in for the Storm if he plays. And then Will Warbrick's out due to concussion from round 1, so that means Grant Anderson will take his spot on the wing. For the Panthers, the big loss is obviously Dylan Edwards. He's out with a groin injury, so Dane Laurie goes to fullback. Brad Schneider is the new jersey 14 off the bench, and Blaise Talangi still in the reserves and is 18th man, and Isaiah Papali'i is also back to big in for Penrith. Looking at both sides, Edwards out is huge. Storm are fresh off a bye, back at home. How can you back against Melbourne? Seriously, I can't do it. Look, I wouldn't be shocked if Penrith won, because I know Penrith are a side that definitely knows how to respond after a loss, and their response is always really, really good. So if they won, I wouldn't be shocked, but playing it safe, going back Melbourne, and I think Melbourne get the job done at home. So I'll tip Melbourne in a close game, maybe a scoreline of 24 points to 16. So Melbourne by 8. I reckon this game will be quite close than we all think. First try scorer, I'm liking Grant Anderson first try for the Storm, and anytime try scorers for both sides, I'm going to go Elijah Katoa in the back row for Melbourne, and for Penrith, I'm going to go with Brian Toto. But Melbourne 1-12. Next up, it's the battle of the two sides that caused the biggest upsets in round 2. Warriors and the Roosters at Go Media Stadium. So Friday 6 p.m, but obviously 8 p.m. over there in New Zealand. But it's funny how these two sides now play each other the next week after winning those games. Warriors, too good for my Sea Eagles. Roosters very strong against Penrith, and that's a very impressive win by the Roosters, especially with how young and inexperienced their side is. So huge win, absolutely huge. But yeah, going through both sides for the Warriors. The Warriors have no changes to their 1 to 17. Brocco Berry and Bunty Afoa are in the extended squad. So, yeah, that's a huge Rocco Berry, especially being back soon. And for the Roosters, big ins for the Roosters. Lindsay Collins is back, Spencer Leniu is back, and Victor Radley's back. And yeah, that's huge for the Roosters, having them three all back on deck. Makahesi Makatoa and Taylor Lasalu go to the reserves list. Hugo Zavala, 18th man, and Feketi will go to judiciary on Tuesday night to try and take down a careless high tackle charge. So we'll see if he's successful or unsuccessful. If unsuccessful, banned for 2 games apparently. So wow, we'll see what happens. Yeah, very tough game this one. It can go either way, I reckon. Like really, it can. I'm going back to Wars. I think Warriors at home can do it. I mean, this is the thing about Warriors though. They're not consistent. You know, they're a great side, very, very talented side, but they're not consistent. So we'll see if they can back up what they did against Manly and do the same to the Roosters. You know, I think Roosters are a team where, again, can they back up what they did against Penrith? It's very tough to see. I mean, as well. I mean, who knows? Both these sides are very similar in terms of being consistent and whatever. But yeah, I'll tip Warriors. Home ground advantage. Play it safe and back them at home. So whilst the win, Warriors 26 and Roosters 22, 4-point game. First try scorer gonna go with Ali Leatoa, the Warriors centre, and anytime try scorers. I'll go Luke Metcalf at halfback, and for the Roosters, I'll go with Robert Toya. But yeah, Wires by 4. On to the main game on the Friday night. It's the big one, Broncos and the Cowboys at Suncorp Stadium, 8 p.m. Friday night. Yeah, both these sides going at it. Normally these two have some good games, you know, pretty entertaining games too, whether it's high scoring or close. Normally it's a good contest between both Broncos and the Cowboys. Broncos, yeah, very disappointing against Canberra. Not too sure what went wrong there. But yeah, Canberra have been really good to start the year. But Broncos, yeah, after round 1, I thought they would just continue that. But anyway, here's their chance to, I guess, get themselves back on track at home. I think it's their first game back at Suncorp for the year, so I'm sure they'll be up for this one. Cowboys, yeah, I don't know what's going wrong there. They seem to really gone away from their defensive structures they used to be really good at. You know, they just, really struggling at the moment. Don't know what's happening there, but they do have some names back this weekend, so I'm sure that will help them a little bit. But looking at Broncos team first, Tony Staggs is among the reserves and could be a late inclusion if he's fit, but yeah, he's for now in the reserves. If he's fit, Shibasaki is likely the man to make way, and other than that, no changes to the Broncos 1 to 17. As for the Cowboys, Jason Tamalolo is back. That's a big in for the Cowboys, having Tamalolo back. They've missed his impact, I reckon. Jeremiah Nanai is also back. He is off the bench with Kai O'Donnell keeping his starting spot in the back row. And Jake Clifford's also back at halfback too, with Tom Duffy back to the reserves. And Brian Burns out with a hamstring injury, which means Rob Derby starts in the wing, and McIntyre will start at the 14 role with Carl Lawton and Harrison Edwards making way. So yeah, Todd Payne's made some big changes in his side, but we'll see if they pay off or not. But this is the tough one actually. I think this game will be pretty close. I reckon there's no thumping that's going to happen. I can see this game being a really close game actually. However, I'll tip the Broncos to win. I think I trust Brisbane a bit more. Broncos should bounce back through Hunt, Reynolds and Walsh. They should all lead the way. So I'll tip Broncos by about 6 points, I reckon. 6 points. First try scorer, I'll go with Jesse Arthurs. And anytime try scorers, I'll go with Dean Mariner. And for the Cowboys, I'll back in their back row, Kai O'Donnell. So yeah, I think Broncos just win in a close game. This one should be a cracker too. It's the first game of 3 on Saturday. Sharks and Rabbitohs at Shark Park. So yeah, this one will be good, I reckon. Both these sides are in good form. Sharks big win over the Cowboys last weekend. And as for the Rabbitohs, just got away with a tight win over the Dragons in the Gong by 1 point. So Souths 2-0, Sharks 1-1. Should be a good contest, I reckon. Looking forward to it. Looking at both sides, the Sharks have been not really affected by any changes, it looks like. Same 17 for Craig Fitzgibbon and the team. And for the Rabbitohs, Jack Wyden, big in, is back from suspension in the senses with Fletcher Myers out to the wing and Bailey Bentley Hape dropped back to reserve grade. And new recruit Mikale Ravalawa, who I think is a good pickup for them, is in the reserves too. Talis Duncan has been named to play a lock despite getting a injury, hamstring injury, but it reckons a hip injury. It can make sense, but yeah, he's starting at lock. Lachlan Hubner's out with suspension, obviously, and Liam Lee Blank has been added to the bench playing his first game this season. Look, tough game. I think Souths are very capable of an upset. I keep tipping against Souths, like seriously. I just keep thinking that they're going to lose 1 week to another, but they keep surprising me and they just seem to find a way to win. But yeah, I think this is their biggest challenge. The Sharks are yet their biggest challenge so far. I think Dolphins, Dragons are definitely clubs that are not fantastic. So I want to see how Souths go against a bit more of a contender like Cronulla. And I feel like Souths will be up for it. Like this game will be 1-12. I reckon it'll be quite close actually. But I think Sharks could get the job done at home. I think Cronulla have a bit more strike in them and a bit more points in that side. So I'll tip Cronulla by 10. Let's go Sharkies by 10, 20 points to... Actually, I'll go 24-14. I reckon that's the more realistic scoreline. First try scorer, back in Sam Stone Street. And anytime try scorers, let's go with Brendan Cora. If for the Rabbitohs, I'll go with Campbell Graham to score a try in this game. But yeah, back in the Sharks by 10. Next up, we've got the next game on Super Saturday. It is the Dolphins and the West Tigers at KO Stadium up there at Redcliffe. Dolphins on to start the year. They will be desperate to start off with a win soon. Tigers, I've been really impressed with the Tigers actually. Like seriously, they've really impressed me. Like I know they lost in round 1, but their defense was huge. Kept the Knights to 10. And then yet again, kept Parramatta to only 6 points in round 2. So their defense has been huge. I believe they're the best defensive side so far. I know it's only 2 rounds in, but stats don't lie. They're the best defensive side so far, and they smashed Parramatta last week. So yeah, Tigers, they've improved. They've improved something, and it's working. So we'll see if they can keep this up. Hopefully they can, because I want to see them go well, you know. But yeah, look at both sides. For the Dolphins, Christian Wolf keeps the same 1-17. So yeah, we'll see how that 1-17 responds this week. For the Tigers, Dream Buller has been named despite fears he may have suffered a foot injury against Parramatta. So if he's out, Heath Mason will be in the fullback position, I'm assuming. And then, yeah, that's pretty much the same squad right there. Tough game, this one. I reckon Dolphins are a good chance here, but I like how Tigers are playing. I'm going to back the Finns this week. I think Finns will get up for this one. If Tigers win, wouldn't shock me at all. I like how Tigers are playing. They're really impressing me at the moment, but I think Finns will get very desperate eventually, and a win is coming their way. So I'll go Dolphins by 6 points. I reckon they'll get the job done just. I'll go Dolphins 28, Tigers 22. A bit of points in this one. I think Dolphins will turn up in a big way. And back at Redcliffe too, they normally play quite well at KO Stadium. So, yeah, gut feeling is the Dolphins for this one. So, first try scorer, I think Tigers might score first through Sunia Taruva. But anytime try scorers, I'll go with Herbie Farnworth for the Dolphins. And I'll go with Oren Keeley, the Dolphins back rower, anytime try scorer to Oren Keeley. So, but yeah, Finns 1 to 12. And lastly, closing out Super Saturday, it is the Gold Coast Titans versus Newcastle Knights at Seaver Super Stadium up there on the Gold Coast. So, yeah, I feel like this one's really even actually. Like, I know the Titans were not great against the Bulldogs, but these sides are very similar, I reckon. Like, Gold Coast were promising towards the end of the game against the Doggies, but yeah, nearly won, but weren't good enough, obviously. But Newcastle have been like not too bad at the start of the year, a bit gritty against the Tigers, but had a nice win at home against the Dolphins. So, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like these sides very, yeah, they align very similarly to each other. So yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Actually, pretty keen actually. Look at both sides. For the Titans, Olafine and Khan Pereira is out with a hamstring injury, so Tony Francis comes in on the wing for his third NRL game. Isaac Fasul-Malawi, Tino's brother, has been added to the bench in place of Jamin Jolliffe with a calf injury. For the Knights, Leo Thompson knee and Kai Pearce-Paul suspension are both missing, so two big outs for the Knights there. Brodie Jones comes into the front row. Adam Elliott starts at lock, and the new man on the bench is Thomas Cant. Now, my tip for this game, it's, yeah, again, pretty even, this one, I reckon. I'm going to go with I'm going to go Newcastle. I think Newcastle will just get the job done. But I reckon this one will go down the golden point. I reckon this one might be like a 24-all scoreline. And I reckon we might see a Jack Hogger field goal in like the 81st minute. I just have a feeling that this game will be quite close, I reckon. Don't know what it is. I just see it going down to the wire. That's my bold call for the weekend. Titans and Knights is golden point. Not many people will predict it, but me. But it's what I'm feeling. But I'll go Knights by 1. Jack Hogger field goal. Anytime try scorers, I'll go with Jojo Fifita for the Gold Coast Titans. And for the Knights, I'll go with Dylan Lucas. And first try scorer as well, Keanu Kinney. But Knights to win. Moving on to Sunday afternoon footy, the first game of 2. It's the big rivalry, Eels and the Dogs at CommBank Stadium. So, yeah, when it comes to hatred, these two sides do not like each other at all. You know, both fan bases are very passionate, and I'm sure, yeah, fireworks will be going off in this game on Sunday. So, yeah, great one to watch this game. Yeah, obviously, Parramatta, just not a great start to the year, 0-2. I'm sure they'll be quite desperate to start the year with a win very soon. As for the Bulldogs, yeah, been really good so far, 2-0 start the year. Beat Dragons pretty well, beat the Titans pretty well. So, yeah, things are working out pretty well there. But no kick out, no burden. We'll see how much that impacts their attack. But other than that, they've been good. Looking at both sides, so for Parramatta, first of all, Volkman is out, so he is been dropped to reserve grade. So Dean Hawkins comes in at halfback. Josh Adokar is back from suspension, but is named among the reserves. So we'll see if he comes in late. I think he will, but see what Jason Rolls decides on in the end. Ryan Madison, 18th man. Bailey Simonson will make his way through reserve grade. And he's back from an ACL injury, which is good for Parramatta. I think they've missed Bailey Simonson a lot. And yeah, for the Bulldogs, Burden kick out. Hayward goes to 5'8", Tupanua to the back row. And yeah, Kurt Morin and Daniel Sluka for Fita are the new names on the bench. Yeah, my tip for this game, look, I reckon without Burden and Kikia, 2 big losses. But I still think Dogs win pretty big here. Parramatta look awful. I just don't know what's wrong with them. Like, they might respond this weekend because it's their second game at CommBank and they were very embarrassing to the Tigers. So maybe they will respond this weekend. But no, I just can't see it. Dogs look a lot better, look fitter, look more hungrier. So I'll tip Dogs by, let's go 16 points. I reckon they'll be too good for the Eels. Like I said, Eels just not impressive at all. And yeah, I like how Dogs are playing. So Dogs by 16. First try scorer, let's go with Jacob Preston in the back row. And anytime try scorers, I'll go with Will Pinasini for the Eels, and for the Dogs, I'll go with Marcelo Montoya. Lucky last, it is the last game of round 3. Manly versus the Raiders at 4 Pines Park, 6:15 p.m. So, yeah, it's very unheard of, Manly playing at Rookie on a 6:15 p.m. Sunday game. Like, that never ever happens. But, hey, I'm not complaining because the boys obviously love playing at Rookie, and we play a good opposition in Canberra who are a good challenge. So I hope the boys are up for this one because they were obviously not great against the Warriors last weekend. So, yeah, a responsive Rookie is exactly what we need. So hopefully, they're a lot better than last Friday. But yeah, going through both sides, and sorry, for Canberra quickly. Canberra in great form, obviously. 2-0 start of the year. Yeah, I think Canberra are a team to watch this season. So see how they go this Sunday. But yeah, team this time, Manly, Turbo and Cherry Evans, thank God, are both cleared to play. So how good. Tolu Cole is back in the centres after missing last Friday with a corked thigh. Sigawa Takayaho starts at prop, back from a knee injury, and Josh Aloye goes to the bench, and Toa Fafau-Sipley is out of the team, and Tommy Talau is listed as 18th man. And Nathan Brown, watch this closely. Nathan Brown could be a late inclusion too, so hopefully Brownie gets back in the 17 soon, because I believe he deserves to be in our 17 when everyone's fully fit. And looking at Canberra's team, Xavier Savage is back from a 1-game suspension, so he goes on the wing with Alba Hopewadi in the forwards. I read that wrong. Hopewadi's out, so Savage in. But in the forwards, Zach Hosking is out with a hand injury, so his spot's been taken by Morgan Smithies at lock, and Trey Moody's been added to the bench, and Matty Nicholson starts in the back row after a great debut against the Broncos last Saturday. My tip for this game, yeah, it's a danger game. Like, I know the Fortress is always going to be the Fortress, but if there's one club that I feel like can definitely upset that, it's Canberra. But back in Manly, without a doubt, always going to back us no matter what. So I'll back Manly by 8. Can't see this one being a gritty game, but Manly to just get the job done, I reckon, at home. So I'll back us by 8 points. First try scorer, I'm going Lehigh Hopewadi on the wing, and anytime try scorers. In his 50th game in the NRL, I'm backing Ben Travojevic for a try in his 50th game to sort of celebrate his milestone. And for Canberra, I will go with Sevilio Tamale to score a try for Canberra too. But come on, boys, bounce back this week. Manly to win. Let's go. But that there wraps up my round 3 tips and predictions for this weekend. Hope you all enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And may the best team win for all your sides this week. So bring it on. Should be a good round of footy. But thank you for watching, and have a good rest of your night.